Thank you for purchasing your Pillow Talk rollers. Are you excited to get your private video? I appreciate you not sharing this video with others. This is a private video for just you because you already purchased my rollers. So I am going to show you how to use these cute little pillow rollers. I'm going to set my hair so that you have an idea on how to set your hair. They're so great, and they're wonderful because you can sleep in them, or you can dry them under the dryer, or just wear them out. It's fine. We're going to start by me just talking about how your hair should be. Damp. If you've got very, very fine hair, you can probably have your hair wet. My hair is very thick and porous because of the bleach, so I only want my hair to be just barely damp because I don't go under the dryer. I like to do my hair sleep overnight, and this makes a nice little pillow for me to sleep on, extra pillow for my other pillow. And I'm going to also put in a little bit of setting lotion. So first we're going to separate our hair. So what you're going to need in order to style your hair properly is a tail comb. It can have a metal tip like this, or it can be plastic. I have tail combs at Mrs.Rees' Vintage Beauty Parlor if you choose to buy some from me, and they're all pretty colors. And you need some suction clips like this to keep your hair out of the way. So I am going to, because I have a bang, my bangs are going to be separate. So I am going to go from the crown, which is the top of your head, back down as I comb through the hair to the back of the ear, and then separate. So you should have a nice clean part. Then I'm going to take this part up, twist, and I did a little twist, and then pin. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So back of the ear, parting, just get it a grip on it. You don't have to make it too neat because we're just keeping it out of the way for now. A lot of people, when they do their roller sets, and depending on what kind of a roller set you're going to do, you can start at the top and roll down. If you don't have clips to keep your hair all sectioned, that's an excellent thing to do, is start at the top and work your way down. All you have to remember if you're doing that, though, is that you need to get this first part, when you section it, you need to get this first part lifted kind of angled to the front. Otherwise, if it's angled too far down at the back, you're going to end up having your roller stacked very, very low at the bottom, and you'll end up with a root section that's not curled. Because I like a lot of curl in my hair, because my curl, generally speaking, does not hold. So what I'm doing is I'm just parting through the back of my hair. I'm parting it into two sections. Again, just like I did at the front, and now I'm going to twist and just pin one side again out of the way. 3 to 4 clips. Take a section at the bottom, and you want your sections to be approximately the width of your roller. So whatever size your roller is, you are going to have a section about that. So these rollers are approximately 1 inch in diameter, about 1 inch width. So I've got it smoothed out with my tail comb. Going to take my little roller now and start a little bit down from the end. And that way I have control, and I'm holding it with my finger and thumb. And don't squeeze too much because we don't want to make the curl tighter than it needs to be. So the tighter you pull this, and they are flexible, the tighter your curl is going to be. So if you want a little bit looser curl, make sure you don't pull super tight. So we're starting about 1 inch or so, maybe 2 inches from the bottom of your hair. We're going to wrap those ends, and see, as I'm wrapping, I twist, wrap, twist, and then up to the root. And now I'm going to take these two ends and twist them closed. And that's your first roller. Now I'm going to take the next section down, and we're going to continue this process all the way through the back. So I take a section, I pin this up, I'm going to smooth this out. You can take fairly big chunks once you start getting up through the hair. Depends on how much hair you have. because you have 20 rollers in here to use, so you got to spread them out. There we go. Now I'm going to do this side just to make sure that they're nice and even. I'm going to take about an inch at the bottom. So twist and then up to the top and fold your ends over. And I'm coming straight off the base. The base means when you take this section here, this section that you've carved out is called base. So you take it straight out from the head off the base, and then you're going to get the most amount of curl. If you want a little bit more volume, you can lift up so it's on a 45-degree angle. Pinch your ends together so you're making them smooth. Take out your next little roller, wrap, and then wrap down. Wrap with your fingers and then wrap down. Wrap. And now you should be able to roll. That's just making sure that your ends stay nice and smooth so you don't get fish hooks. You ever seen anybody's hair when it's all curly at the ends but it's all frizzy? That's caused by fish hooks when the hair bends back on itself. That is what our back is looking like, and they're nice and squishy. So I'm going to continue on and we're going to smooth. If you have a hard time holding curl in your hair. So I've done these 4 so far without using anything other than water. Okay? If you want the curl to be smoother or for it to last longer, you have a bit of frizz in your hair or something like that, you need to get a setting lotion. So you can buy setting lotions. Mrs.Rees is going to be having a really great setting lotion. It's one that's been used since the 1940s. And it will be available soon. Now, I just added some of that to my hair. A little bit thinner section than the whole back. So I'm going to start brick layering. Lift the roller up towards your head. Tucking those ends underneath all the way up to the root. And I'm not applying a lot of pressure again because this is going to make it quite curly enough. So I'm going to take a section across the back now. Now I'm joining these 2 sections. Okay. Setting lotion. Smooth it out. It's important that you take the time in between to smooth out your sections. Across the back. And now we're doing 1 section instead of 2. You'll feel if you're not high enough up, even though you can't see, because it won't let you go through. Get that out of the way. I'm going to take my setting lotion. I'm going to take 3 rollers across now, 1 on either side and 1 in the middle. And again, make sure you smooth your ends. Get those ends together. Now my aunts always used to use, so I was just talking to you about end papers, which are from perms. You don't have to get so fancy. You can use the tissue paper, like a Kleenex, and cut it into little strips, and you can actually use that. That's what my aunts always used for the ends of their hair, were just little pieces of Kleenex that they would take sometimes the plies apart, so it was just 1 ply, and then they would wrap that around the ends first and make a little envelope around your ends and then start rolling with the paper, and that helps you to keep your ends all together. And now this one on this side. And now you can see I'm still following the curvature of the head. So I'm lifting up slightly now as I go around the head. Starting to look really cute. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Now we're going to continue on. I'm actually going to try and take bigger sections for the top because I like my hair when it's a little bit straighter on the top section, more looser. See? So I'm not even bringing it right up to the root. Now is a good time when you're starting to get towards the top of the head to decide how many rollers you have left in your bag. Make sure you're going to have enough with your 20 rollers. 20 rollers is a lot. I've got one more section here, and then my 2 sides. So I've got quite a few, so I should be okay. So we're going to take my setting lotion. I can't even wait to share my setting lotion with you guys. So good. Ugh. When your hair is half wet and half dry. Ugh. And now you can see I've lifted that angle up. Just make sure you're feeling for those ends. So this is when you're going to realize if how in shape you are or not. Because it starts to hurt your arms when your arms are up high. Just like this. All finished. Little bit of bricklaying. It's really cute. So now what I'm going to do for the sides, because most of us have a smaller side, and I'm going to just spray a little bit all the way through right now. So I don't have to do it per section. Just did that nice neat section with my finger. I'm going to take this section. Now, I'm not doing anything fancy. I did a brick layer set at the back, and I'm going to do the same on the side. I'm just going to wrap all under. I don't need it to be super tight to the root because I like to have a little bit of movement here still. Straight down, so this is just going to give me a lot of curl all through the front, and I can just do whatever I want with it, leave it down, and it's not going to have much direction. This is how I want my hair to fall. I want it to fall straight down, so that's what I'm doing. So did you see what I did there? When you have a little end, I just wrapped it around also. There was a little end that popped out. It's part of my bangs. It was shorter. Okay, see, here's my little short bits. So now I'm going to probably let that fall out. Make sure you have all your little ends in. They just want to fall out. I have a nice big 40s bang, so it's the great thing about these rollers. They go in super easy, as you can see. The hair wants to stay on it. Okay, so I'm raising my angle. Now I can't see anything because my bangs are on my face. So I'm just doing it by feel and rolling down. So we're starting here. I'll show you on the next ones. We'll get this rolled right up quick. So I'm going to lift up for more curl, and this will also give me wave throughout the middle because my hair is long enough that, and it's not layered, it's all one length. All I'm going to get is curl at the ends, but lots of wave through here. So you can get a little faux glamour wave doing it like this also if you're one of those girls who likes that sexy glamour wave. As long as you get your soft pillow rollers in nice and smooth, that's going to be it. This is my last roller. And then, if you wanted to, you could do another roller in the front. You could do it just in here. And you would roll that down like that, and then one here. That is 20 rollers, and we're ready. Okay, so as your final stage, so again, I just left my bangs out because I just like it to be nice and smooth, and that way I can do curling iron, whatever. If you want to do a roller there, you can. So your very last step is to take your setting lotion and just quickly give it one more spritz all over like that. And then, if you're going to go to sleep in these, you'll see in a minute what we're going to do. Okay, dolls, so now that you have all your rollers set in your hair, now if you're lucky enough to have one of these vintage dryers, you can do just like my aunties used to do. And you can sit with this plugged in, get your power on, and you're going to put this lovely thing, contraption, right around your head. Haha, do I look so cute, Mrs. Rees? So you're going to have this on, and then you can just wait, read your magazine. Or you can wear your rollers to bed. So if you're going to wear your rollers to bed, the best thing to do is either have a satin pillowcase or get yourself a beautiful silky scarf. So you want to take if there's a right and a wrong side, you want to take the wrong side. This is a nice long scarf. You're going to put it behind your head and then bring these tails up. Make sure it's covering the bottom of your rollers at the back and bring this up. I'm going to make a first tie and then make sure these ends are all tucked in, and then we're going to tie the second tie. Tuck it all in. Make sure your rollers are all tucked in so all your rollers are covered up, so when you're sleeping they won't get messy and you won't get all that fuzziness. So that's about it for me, dolls. I hope you learned a lot. I'm just going to get my little bear. Good night. Oh, good morning, dolls. Okay, so my hair should be dry now after sleeping on it all night. My little scarf is still on, and these are sourpuss scarves that you can get at Mrs.Rees's also. Sourpuss. Okay, dolls, let's go over to the vanity so that we can take these out. First, I'm just going to untie this. So once again, I'm just going to mention that if you're like me, 50 and over, you might get a little bit hot sleeping with your hair in your scarf. So if you get yourself a satin pillowcase, you'll be just fine. That's what I usually do. So we're just going to start removing our rollers, and you're just unwrapping them. Woohoo! Look at all the curl we're going to have. And then what I like to do is just smooth out my roller again, make sure there's no hair on it, and place it back into its bag. All right? So I'm just going to continue on as we go. You do want to make sure that your hair is completely dry. If it is not, you need to go under the dryer. You also want to start at the bottom and work your way up to the top to take out your rollers. Otherwise, the hair is going to get in the way of taking out the roller. You'll notice I had to use one of my old rollers to do my bangs. Give your hair a little scrunch just to make sure everything is dry. Oh my goodness, most of you are probably looking at your hair freaking out. Don't freak out. This is going to be really perfect when we're done. And that's it, dolls. The big trick with your roller sets is to just keep brushing and brushing and brushing and brushing until you get it nice and smooth. Finish off with a very light pomade, very little bit, rubbing into your hands and smoothing across the hair like this. And you can see you get a beautiful wave and a little bit of curl at the bottom. All I've done is used a couple bobby pins and a pretty little flower to finish it off. Voila! you have a retro look overnight with an extra pillow to help you sleep. Hi dolls! When you are caring for your Pillow Talk rollers, if you would like to wash them, which doesn't need to be done often, just do them when you feel you need to do them. Your hair will be clean when you're putting them in, so they're not going to get very dirty very quickly. Fill your sink with a little bit of your regular laundry soap, just a little, maybe a teaspoon. Rinse these rollers in that water, and then rinse them with clear water. Squeeze them out and lay them on a towel, not touching each other, space in between so that the air can circulate. Allow them to dry overnight. Test them in the morning, just give them a little squish to make sure that they're nice and dry, and voila, you're done. Just make sure that they're completely dry before you put them back into their plastic bag. We don't want anything damp going into plastic. Okay dolls, so don't forget, if you want to make any kind of retro look with these rollers, you pretty much can. Like these. Wow, that's a lot of looks.